Hi Scorpio, welcome back to my channel. This 3-card spread may give you a little bit of insight, Scorpio, into what this person is potentially regretting about your situation here. Okay, so let's give the cards a good shuffle and have a look and see for Scorpio, what do they regret? Scorpio, what do they regret? Okay, this is quite powerful here. Let's kick off with the Seven of Swords. Now, the Seven of Swords is often indicating deceit. Okay, so I'm not sure if someone deceived you or betrayed you, but there could be regret or remorse for this sort of act here. You can see this figure here. He's got a mask on, so he's trying to disguise himself whilst creeping away with a couple of swords. Now, it could be something quite major. It could be something quite minor, but it's either they took something from you without telling you. They might have deceived you. They might have avoided having a certain situation here, and there might be regret for something. It's also something that they didn't reveal to you. The High Priestess can indicate some sort of major reveal. The Seven of Swords, because they rule swords, it is communication. So it could be that someone is regretting that they withheld something from you. Okay, keeping secrets, not being honest. It's essentially, the Seven of Swords is dishonesty. Okay, it's doing something that's taboo, something that's frowned upon, especially in love connections or love relationships. It might have been that they cheated. It might have been that they were talking to someone else and you found the messages, Scorpio. It could have been that they had something and they never told you, maybe a health condition. It could have been, you know, maybe you have children and you kept that from them, or they kept that from you, but there's something important, some sort of important knowledge around them that they did not reveal or tell you, and there could be regret for that. He also wears a mask, this skeletal figure, so I'm wondering if someone sort of disguised something. They tried to disguise it for something else. You might have found out something about them, Scorpio, and they might have had to disguise it or wear a mask in some way. And maybe that's the remorse or the regret that's coming up around them. The Judgment card is also here, and we can see this door. It's the door that opens up, and you know, these beautiful colors come lurking out. It almost looks like a portal. But judgment can be bad judgment. It can be good judgment. It can even be that they regret being too judgmental about you, about your situation. Maybe they were too judgmental when the two of you decided to end things. Or something about a judgment call. Maybe they regret passing a certain comment. Maybe they regret opening the door to something here. You know, when we open up the door, it influxes here with a lot of opportunity and factors. So, I mean, it's almost like opening up a can of worms. I don't know if this person unleashed something. By going down a certain avenue or talking about something or bringing something up, they might have opened up a can of worms here, Scorpio, and there could be regret for doing that. It might be that they don't feel good about how they went about things, or it's that they didn't make a good judgment call about you and they might be regretting that. And it doesn't mean that these feelings always stay, Scorpio. We need to remember that feelings change. And one day a person might be feeling one way, and then another day or X amount of weeks, months, years later down the track, feelings change. So I don't know if this is the initial anger. If this is fairly recent, then maybe this is more applicable. It could be that they're disappointed in themselves, that they didn't make a good judgment about you in some way. Or they might have seen some signs that maybe you weren't emotionally available, maybe you weren't ready, maybe you weren't committing as much as they were, but it's more that they're hung up on not having good judgment, not seeing the signs. Maybe this is more for the people that, for the Scorpios that had someone else, or you were still attached to someone, or, you know, you showed signs of not being ready to enter into something serious. I don't know if it's something along those lines, Scorpio, but it might have been. And in fact, it impaired their judgment, okay, in some way here. It's also karmic energy. But I'm thinking it's more to do with they might have been too judgmental about you, about the situation, or it's a double standard here. It's hypocrisy. Especially because if they have, I don't know if this is an air sign in particular or not, but if they have done that deceiving things to you, or you did this to them, Scorpio, then they're regretting having entered something when you showed them that sort of deceitful side. And if it's not you, Scorpio, if this happened directly to you from them, if this was an effect of their actions, then it's hypocrisy, because they're judging, or it's like they're judging themselves for having done that to you. There could be a lot of self-wallowing, self-pity, and it's a process. People need to understand their actions. They need to understand the consequences to their actions, Scorpio. This takes time. People aren't always able to realize these things, but I definitely feel like there could be big realizations or epiphanies happening around this person emotionally, okay? Especially if they've hurt or betrayed you. I think with the High Priestess here, this is revelations, this is understanding. It's the prophetess. You can see this figure walking away in the shadows, the moon pictured in the background. Moon can be a Cancer here, or anxious energy. The moon is also attachments, protection. I don't know if this person was too protective and they're regretting it. I don't know if they were too anxious in a situation and they might have been regretting it. Because the High Priestess can rule fertility and family because of the pomegranate fruit here, the symbolism of the pomegranate fruit, it could be that someone is regretting getting children involved in a situation. Or if you have a child or children and they met this person and things have fallen apart, or you've discontinued the relationship for whatever reason, the marriage, the almost relationship, it could be that they're going through a lot of hardship because there might have been a child involved. If there was a pregnancy involved, if you have a child together, then they're going through some things because they're thinking about the child. It could also be that they regret not starting a family with you. Now, for some of you, this person already has children from someone else, and this could be a very distant relationship. The High Priestess can reveal prophecies. So this was almost like a relationship that was prophesized for you. And in essence, this could be from years ago. It could be from months ago. But this person might have moved on. You might know that they have children of their own. They might have a family of their own. But sometimes a part of them, not that they regret not having their new children or anything of that nature, it's a part of them wonders the what ifs, okay? And I say that because the moon can also represent the subconscious, especially if this person has left. We see this person leaving, the trail of pomegranate fruit. If there has been someone, Scorpio, who has left you in a situation with children, whether this is a male or a female, if you've had that family dynamic, I think this person, these messages could be more applicable to that sort of dynamic. So if this person has left, if there's been some sort of exodus here and there's family and children involved, or some sort of family dynamic, then they're really suffering through some sort of regret here for leaving that, for stepping away, for walking away. And of course, there's going to be very different reasons for why this person walked away, or maybe you pushed them away, or maybe they decided to pursue another relationship. Obviously, each situation is very, very different, but this doesn't mean that this person doesn't regret it. Whether or not they'll come back is a different story. Here's Scorpio, I wish I could predict everything for everyone, but this is just an interpretation from this deck, and from what I'm seeing here is that this person right now isn't attached to you, or isn't directly involved in your life, isn't active in a relationship with you, has in fact taken it upon themselves to leave or walk away or be shown the door. Whichever way their exit was made, there is regret for that, okay, with the High Priestess. It's also that they regret not having following their intuition. The High Priestess is a deeply intuitive energy, and that might be regret that they didn't follow their gut in this situation. They didn't follow their hunches, what they were being intuitively guided to, the sort of messages they were receiving from the higher realm. I don't think they listened to these messages, and I think they're really living to regret that now. And whether these messages told them to leave you, be with you, marry you, stay committed to you, work on things, try things out, leave, end contact, whichever these messages, however these messages were coming up, there could be regret for not having listened to that intuitive energy around them. I will leave your reading at that though, Scorpio, so thank you again for tuning in.